So let's talk a little bit now about some of the things that influence confidence when you're out there on the golf course. Now, one of the key ones that influences your confidence out on the golf course is your expectations. What do you expect? Well, first, without practicing or playing very much, you don't really know what to expect, so you aren't going to have very much confidence. But if you practice enough and play enough, you'll have some idea of what to expect. On the other hand, all too often we expect far too much from ourselves, and we set ourselves up for a disappointment, and that disappointment has a direct impact on our confidence. So setting your expectations accordingly can be extremely important for maintaining a high level of confidence when you're out on the golf course. How many people have had that experience when you go out playing and you just say, oh, you know, I'm just going to go have fun. No expectations, I don't care. So all the hands go up, yeah, exactly, I just go out. And what happens? You have a great round, don't you? You set your expectations, and because you don't have expectations in the way, you play with actually a lot more confidence than you normally would. Interesting. On the other hand, how many times have you been to the golf course and it's a brand new golf course, or the conditions aren't the way you like, or something is new and different, and you think to yourself, uh-oh, I have no idea what's going to happen today. And you start setting these expectations. I bet I shoot my worst round today. Or, you know, start setting these expectations, right? Then what happens? A self-fulfilling prophecy, right? It doesn't happen the way you like it. Your confidence goes down into the tubes. Okay, so setting your expectations can have a direct impact for sure on your confidence. Very important for you to set the appropriate expectations so that you can be more confident. Second thing is permission. It's an interesting one, but I hear this all the time. Boy, oh boy, I played 15 holes really great, and I was shooting my best round, and all I needed to do was par in or bogey in, and I'd have my best round, right? And then what happens? A couple of doubles, a triple, you go dead sideways, and oh my goodness. So, very interesting. Did you give yourself permission to have your best round? Well, at some point you sort of got out of the moment, you started projecting forward, you got out of the now, and you really didn't give yourself permission to have that best round that you were anticipating. So expectation kind of goes along a little bit with permissions. You need to give yourself the permission to play your best golf. And I have a good example of that as a personal one, but when I went to the Worlds, the first time I went to the World Championships, the Long Drive Championships, and we were very late to get into the registration. The last one's in there, and we went up and we registered, and on the registration table they had displayed all of the trophies. So I went up to the trophies and I was looking at them. They were beautiful trophies, and I was looking at them, and I saw the one that said 2003 Senior Champion. And I pointed at, my wife was with me, and I pointed at her and I said, that's my trophy. And she said, oh, don't say that. And I said, well, wait a minute, why not? I mean, it occurred to me right there in that flash. I said, why shouldn't I say that? And right there and then, I gave myself permission to win the whole championship. Very interesting. And it had an immediate and lasting impact on my confidence throughout the whole week. Because it was okay. Whether I won or not, it was okay. I had given myself permission to go out and do as well as I possibly could. And that had a huge impact on my confidence. So permission can have a strange but very positive impact on your confidence. So think about that. Give yourself permission. When you start playing well and you make a birdie and then you make another one and then you make another one, you know what? Make another one on the next hole. Give yourself a permission. Go ahead. And then you can play with confidence. If you don't give yourself permission, if you take that permission away saying, boy, I never played this good, I'm playing way over my head, what's going to happen to your confidence? Exactly, right down into the toilet, right? So give yourself permission. Okay, last thing, physical or situation. So we've talked about that. One could be the physical situation. Maybe I'm in a golf course that I'm not familiar with. Maybe I have a lie in a stance that I've never seen before. That could have an impact on your confidence. Maybe the conditions, I don't play well in rain or something. Maybe those can definitely have an influence on your confidence. But then also don't neglect that there is a mental component as well. And the mental component can be both expectations and permissions. So keep those in the back of your mind, right? And be aware of what your confidence level is when you go and play. because you can actually be quite deliberate about your confidence. So these are some of the dimensions that we talk about and some of the influencers of confidence. And there are more, but this is just a good grounding, a good way for us to begin to talk a little bit about confidence and to give you some ideas.